Welcome to an overview and demonstration of the Syntapa eIS solution. To begin with, it's important to understand exactly what the Syntapa eIS solution is. It is an enterprise-wide engagement information management system. So what do we mean by that? Well, we wanted to build a system that goes well beyond sort of the capabilities of a traditional CRM. What we've done is we built a solution that allows you to be able to manage the relationships for your organization, especially if you're an association, union, or regulatory body. As we all know, throughout a day-to-day engagement with our members, our supporters, or the people that we're working with, relationships go well beyond just being able to manage things as contact information for the individual or even the relationship that they have with an organization. Maybe there are other aspects of a relationship that you want to manage and be able to track. Maybe something as simple as referrals. Who referred a particular person or a particular organization to your association? Maybe you want to manage things such as what academic institution that they belong to. Maybe you want to go as far as even handling things such as investigations or even case management, which are all available within the Syntapa eIS solution. When we built it, what we did is we built it based upon a component-based architecture. Think Lego blocks, and I'll talk about that here in a second. We've also built the solution using industry-leading technologies like Microsoft SQL as a database and .NET. So what does this mean to you? Is it means that it's not built using any type of proprietary technology which will paint you into a corner later on down the road. And because we're using industry-leading technologies, it allows you to be able to easily integrate the EIS solution into any third-party application or line of business application that you may be using. Because we are a Canadian-based company, we also fully support both the English and French languages within the EIS product. So, when we talk about component-based architecture, again, think about the analogy of Lego blocks. First off, some of the core components of the EIS solution consists of contact management and relationship management components. Now, based upon your particular organization, you often want to hold events and be able to track events and be able to manage those events for your particular organization. You can easily take the EIS event management component, snap it in order to be able to provide you that capability. Maybe you want to offer now courses or be able to manage aspects around the education side of your members or your supporters or the people that you're working with. Again, it's simply another Lego block that you can snap in order to be able to build a solution that ultimately meets the needs of your organization and how you operate. Also, because of a lot of organizations recognize the fact that the website is a big part of their overall tool and their marketing side of things, as well as the communication with their members, supporters, what have you, we've also employed the same component-based architecture philosophy to what you can expose to your external website. So, if you want to turn around and expose the ability for people to be able to update their own contact information, if you want to expose the ability for people to be able to register for events, what have you, again, it's as simple as turning around and dropping one of those Lego blocks into a particular page on your website, and that capability is there. All of the different Lego blocks make up the overall EIS solution. And again, you can pick and choose based upon the components that are right for you, even though there are a standard set that comes within the standardized EIS solution. A number of these building blocks make up different capabilities that we offer. Everything from, again, the relationship management side of things, all the way through to things such as workflow, billing, order processing, and again, things such as education exam management as well. We also offer the ability for you to have full reporting capabilities and also be able to generate standardized forms, surveys, template letters, what have you, for your members. So again, these are just some of the different components, the main components that are available in order to be able to allow you to be able to build the EIS solution in order to be able to meet your specific needs and the needs of your organization. Okay, now let's take a look at the actual EIS solution and get a demonstration of some of its capabilities. Welcome to the Syntapa eIS system. What you're seeing here is really the main area where a lot of the users will spend their time, which is really the internal system to be able to manage all the information about your members, your supporters, your clients, whatever you're looking to manage. All the components and all the work will be done in this part, which is the main user area within that. A couple things I want to highlight. I was talking a bit earlier regarding the building blocks. And what would happen is, based upon those building blocks, each one of those building blocks would be available for your users to be able to access right down the left-hand side, so that it gives them easy access to what they're looking for in order to be able to do their day-to-day job. We do also include things, security elements as well, so you can determine which elements are available for certain users or certain groups, what have you. And obviously, those that don't have access would not see them along here, but those that do obviously would. The other element here is we've customized this main screen to give users the ability to better understand some of the capabilities and how to use some of the different components within the solution. This is fully customizable. In fact, the whole thing is fully customizable to create your own look and feel. However, this is where a lot of our clients actually have a tendency to create different reports, maybe task lists, things like that that they want to incorporate here for the users, so that it's available to them as soon as they log in first thing in the morning. I'm going to come back and spend a bit more time here in this part of the system. However, I did want to show you the concept of the external. So one of the key things, again, keeping with the analogy of the building blocks, is the fact that you both have an internal and an external system, and they're completely integrated and connected together. But you determine which one of your Lego blocks you want to expose externally to your website or a particular members area on your website, in order to be able to capture information, have users update information, that type of thing. We are not a web development company, but having said that, we just threw together a quick demonstration site in order to be able to allow you to be able to see some of the functionality that that we've been able to put here around basic functionality around being able to track members, that type of thing. Anyway, so here's something that we threw together. And again, as we go through, you'll notice some of the look and feel is very consistent with what you'll see on the internal system as well. So I'm going to go ahead and sign up as a new member. I'm going to be Johnny Demo today, and go ahead and sign up for this particular association. Mail, and I'm going to put demo test at test.com. Demo test at test.com, and go ahead and hit next. One of the key things to remember about the system is that we've incorporated things like duplicate checking within the system as well. So what that means to you is the fact that within the area itself, as new users come on board or new members sign up, if somebody has the same name, address information, what have you, it will actually flag them to say, you're already in the system, would you like to update the record, or would you like to add a new record within that? And so again, we do employ full duplicate checking throughout this process as well. So I'm just going to put in a password and move on into the system. Now, so once I'm in here, this is part of the flow that we've created, because assuming I'm joining the Canadian Widget Association, some of the things that I want to capture are what are my academic or my education levels. So I can come in here and choose that I went to Widget University. I went to a particular program. Faculty, let me see here, program, I went to the civil engineering, bachelor's of engineering, and I graduated in June 2011, let's say. And then obviously now what it's doing is it's walking me through a particular flow, and this could be anything based upon your particular organization, based upon the different types of information that you want to capture. So here is where you could potentially capture some experience that people may have within the system, as well as the fact that I can turn around and add things here. So for example, I am already associated with the Acme Association head office, and based upon that, I already have the designation as a certified widget professional. I'm a holder, and the start date on that is I received that April 1st, 2015. And then I can choose to put in any notes here that I may want to have associated to my particular file, what have you. So there we go. So that's, again, the member flow, the registration flow that we've built into this demonstration site. But the point behind all this is that you can start to see how the building blocks are easily put in place so that you can create the opportunity for your external users in order to be able to sign up, update their information, that type of thing as well. I'm not going to go through every different aspect here, but what I'm going to do is I want to show you a couple things. So for example, here, you may have an opportunity for basically people to register for particular events like webinars, that type of thing, things that you may want to offer on your site. Go ahead, and I'm just going to choose one audience. Okay, and there we go. So obviously, here is a particular example where we're actually charging for a particular webinar. And the reason why I went down this road is to show you that basically the integration that we have with different payment systems, that type of thing. So we can integrate with any type of payment system, whether that be Chase, whether that be PayPal, what have you, so that you can actually use your own system in order to be able to collect payments for anything that you may be selling or providing to your members or your users on the external site. Okay, so again, that's just sort of a brief overview of the external system. And again, this can be fully configured in order to be able to meet your particular needs and your particular processes, what have you, using those building blocks. Okay, now this is really the main area where a lot of your users would spend the majority of their time, as I had mentioned earlier. I'm not going to go through every single element of the system itself, but I just want to show you some of the key functionality and the capabilities as it relates to what your users can do as it relates to managing your members, your supporters, your donors, that type of thing as well. Okay, so each one of these different things, couple things. This is, again, fully customizable, so you can create a consistent look and feel based upon your organization and what your users are used to. This area is fully configurable. You can put things such as different reports in here, what have you. But again, what we've incorporated in here are some basic information about the different components that are currently within the system, so your users can start to see some of the capabilities that they have and where to go in order to be able to get that. Within the administration side, I can come in here and manage things such as publications. This would be a great spot for newsletters, any ongoing communications or things that you may send out to your members, your supporters, what have you. And based upon that is I can also now manage and create different distribution groups. So maybe you want to segment messaging or newsletters based upon geographic region, or segment it based upon those that are members versus non-members. Here's where you would go ahead and do this. Also, here is where I could have access to, for example, the security side of things. And again, as I mentioned earlier, we have it so that you can lock it down to basically where only certain groups or certain individuals can have access to certain elements of the system and others can't. So we give you full flexibility as it relates to being able to manage the security of the system within your organization. Again, password maintenance, that type of thing. And again, only because I'm signed in as who I am, I gain access to the administration side of things. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to come into here, and if I wanted to do a search on a member, I'm going to go ahead and just do a quick search on Banner. And I'm going to walk you through some of the elements of the information that's available to your users as it relates to them being able to track the information about the members or the supporters or the donors or anybody else that you may be working with. First off, I can come in here and I can see, okay, I can quickly see from Logan different elements around him. And where this becomes useful is the fact that, let's say there are 10 John Smiths. You can quickly, the users can quickly identify, no, I want the one that's in Winnipeg, or the one, and we highlight some of the different elements so they can quickly choose the one that they're looking for. And then if they click on it, they can actually receive a bit more information about that particular user as well. Or they click on this and it takes them into the full file for that particular person. And as you can see here, you can see there's a full contact log. You can see the ones that are listed as it relates to particular notes, that type of thing, and I'll touch on that in a moment. You'll see the organization that they're associated with, as well as any other related organizations or people that they may be connected to. This is extremely powerful when you want to do things like tracking who provided a referral. So maybe somebody else referred Logan to this particular association. Here's where you can attach those individuals so that there's a connection and you can understand those relationships and those complex relationships either between individuals and organizations, organizations and organizations, or even individuals and individuals. So there's many different ways that you can create the connection and the relationships between the various records within the system, which ultimately gives you a great deal of capability, insights, power, what have you. Here you'll see the categories. So for example, this particular person is a regular member. They pay annually and they're part of the newsletter group as well. So again, you can have an unlimited number of different categories, but it allows you to be able to slice and dice the information as it relates to your memberships or your clients or your supporters, so that you can actually easily find the list of the people that you're looking for in order to be able to do different reports, that type of thing. And finally, you can see that Logan actually owes us $90 as part of their membership. And I can come in here and any one of these different sections I can come in and drill down a little bit further. So for example, here in the account details, I can come in here and see, okay, well, the original invoice was for $240 for their membership. He applied $150 of that, so that's what he paid. Still a balance of $90. And I can start to drill down into this a little bit further, start to see everything about that particular order, the different payments. You can see that this payment was done via Visa, any of the information that you want to be able to see about this. Again, I'm not going to go through every different aspect of the particular system because you can start to see this, but in this case, I want to highlight, for example, academics. As you notice when we went through to sign up to become a member, that is the page, and the exact same look and feels you have internally, you expose externally in order to be able to capture the information. And here I can see, okay, here's how Logan actually filled out this information when he signed up and became a member of the organization. I can see obviously all the information about them, any experience that they have. Okay, so listed here that did a co-op term at a particular organization. And again, this is part of the questionnaire when we actually had the members signing up within the external site itself. Continuing education, I can come in here and see, for example, contact logs. And I can see a full list of the different contacts that we've had with particular Logan and this particular person, Logan, rather. And I can come in here and see, for example, it was an incoming call and wanted to understand a bit more about the continuing education program that we offer, and it's confidential. And the next action step is to call back and follow up, that type of thing. So again, we do also provide a full history capability within the notes. So even if somebody comes in and changes all this, it's still recorded, so there's a full audit trail, as well as the fact that you can search as well. So in other words, if somebody phones up and says, well, listen, I was talking to somebody earlier about, my widget degree, you could do a full search on widget degree and see where that particular note is. Another area that I want to talk about is, for example, flagged reasons. So, for example, in this particular case, you'll notice that they were listed as an honorary life member at one point. I'm actually going to put in here that Logan is an honorary life member as of today, and obviously I'm going to go ahead and hit save on that. You'll notice here, as soon as I've done that, that file now becomes flagged. So anybody that now engages with Logan, this particular member, they'll see that there's a flag as it relates to that, and they'll be able to easily see, okay, we need to treat this person special for whatever reason. But in this particular case, Logan is an honorary life member of the association, so obviously they receive certain perks or what have you. And again, those flags are completely configurable and customizable based upon what you're looking to do. Organization, this is where we track obviously different organizations, contact information, all the different connections with a particular organization. Here's where we track everything as it relates to the membership of an organization as well. And I can see again, current member, I can see when they basically, the application was received, when they joined. Again, yeah, I can also track things in here such as the financial side of things, everything else that I want to track. But again, using those different Lego blocks, you can start to see the different aspects of this particular user, this particular member. And again, all of this is fully configurable in order to be able to meet your particular needs. Now, one of the key, one of the biggest opportunities or one of the biggest benefits of the EIS system is the ability in order to be able to really slice and dice the data, to be able to get any number of different types of reports that you want to get in order to be able to help you better manage and really work within the organization. So for example, here, if I go to the reports tab, these are sort of standardized reports that are available. And then obviously you can very easily create different reports and post them here for your users in order to be able to readily access things. So for example, here I want to actually just run a report to see who is basically signed up for the newsletter recently off of the website. Here's where basically I could see all those different things. So for example, the date that they signed up. And where this is nice is that if you are involved in things such as the castle or the anti-spam laws, any of those concerns, all of that information is tracked and trapped and assigned directly to that particular member record, so that you can easily go back and capture that information in case anybody ever asks. You can also create different reports such as, for example, membership growth report, where it can actually be presented in a chart view as well for your users in order to be able to, or even your management, to be able to see basically trends and be able to make the decisions that they need to make at the organization level. And again, I can list things here like new member listings, what have you. Order processing, I can come in here, do different batch processing. Maybe I want to have integration with a particular financial system, such as QuickBooks, ACPAC, Great Plains, any of those. Then we do have the ability in order to be able to synchronize data back and forth, or even to just capture information in one of those and present it in EIS, or basically export information from EIS that can then be imported into the accounting system. So there's a great deal of flexibility there as it relates to what you want to do and how you want it integrated with basically your particular accounting system. I'm not going to go through all the different things, but again, you can start to see where I can do some batch processing. I can order. So let's say somebody phoned up and wanted to actually do a membership right on the phone. I could come in here and basically do an order entry within the system. Basically, capture the information that I want to be able to take a look at, what have you. And I'm going to actually just exit out of here. I can choose different reports, what have you. And even on the membership billing side of things, is I can actually choose different billing runs, basically different reminders, lapsing, what have you. And as you can see here, here's a new billing run as it relates to one that shows all the ones that are basically left owing, okay, and some invoices that need to go out for any of the membership. And again, you can create different segmentation based upon your particular memberships, everything from annual billing to subscription-based billing to monthly billing. You have complete control and flexibility as it relates to the different types of billings and everything else like that, as well as the fact that you can actually easily input different products that you offer. So maybe you're selling things such as books, or access to webinars like I had shown as part of the demo. Maybe you're providing, selling tickets to an annual event. You can create different products in here, and it allows you to be able to facilitate the registration and the facilitation of the collecting of payment directly from your website. And again, everything's integrated right into the centralized database, one central database, so everything is all kept in one spot for your users to be able to have access to the latest and greatest information about any particular member, organization, what have you. So that's the overview of the Syntapa eIS system. The last thing I did want to show you though here is the fact that if I go back to any particular area within the system on the external, one of the key things here is the fact that you'll notice here that we do support both official languages, English and French. If I choose on this particular, it's as easy as that. Based upon the particular user, they can very quickly choose back and forth based upon the language that they're most comfortable with. Okay, that's it for the EIS demonstration. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch the demonstration. We do appreciate you doing that. By all means, if you have any questions, concerns, if you'd like to actually learn a bit more about the EIS solution, or if you'd like to even gain access to our web-based solution so that you can go in and try things out and take a look at it yourself, feel free to let us know. You're more than welcome to sign up to do that off of our website at www.syntapa.com. We will respond to you within 24 hours, or you're more than welcome to reach out to me directly. My phone number there as well as my email address. So again, please don't hesitate to let us know if you have any questions, concerns, or if we can be of assistance in any way. Thanks again for watching.